Yes.
So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look really careful on this frame, make sure we don't take the queen with us. Man, is that loaded? Now, Linda, you wanted cells.
Well, first let's do this. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, what I would do is I would take one cell. I just need one queen. And
I can carve you off one of those babies.
okay, and then I'll go put it in the car. The car's nice and warm.
Yeah.
Let me grab a... Oh, I don't have a knife.
I got one in my bucket. So start looking for a queen. Now you said your queens were all marked?
Yes.
Green? We got a whole other box to look in. This one's laid up.
Also,
good.
there is little Ziploc bags of peanut butter cookies, and there's
Yeah.
some canned
Seltzer water?
some plain water, and coffee back there. There's hand sanitizer in the little black pump. If you would please do that and wipe your hands with the paper towels. Throw them in there before you touch it.
Thank you. Being a good host.
The can you can touch for a couple weeks, so they're clean. You can drink from the can. No one's touched the can.
Well, either way, if you have plenty of queen cells, you're gonna be short on
Also,
queens.
I have hot water sink in my barn. To wash hands if anybody needs.
You guys don't mind, I'll pay $10 for your queen? Is that all right?
You can have it, Linda.
Okay.
So if you
I
just
give
have
it
the
to you.
queen, how do you start to build
I have bees at home.
Okay.
So I'm going to split one of my
I'm gonna sneak
hives,
past you here.
and I'll give, rather than wait for them to make their own.
I get to my bucket.
So they don't care where the queen comes from?
No, not if they're not if they're
queenless. Yeah.
not if they're
Okay.
brood bees.
Yeah. Okay.
Just set it down here.
Just carrying that frame around like
So this is how you harvest a queen cell.
Yeah. No, I'm looking
This is
for
going to
one.
be a good one to cut because it's not
It's right at the
not
bottom.
against the wood.
Yeah. I
It's
can
on that little bit of like
brook on.
elevated comb there.
Let me get this.
I would just
There's
take,
two of them.
Yeah, I would
I
just
just
take them
whack them
both.
both off.
Yep.
that way you don't
Exactly.
disrupt them.
Exactly.
oh my gosh.
May the strongest win.
Right.
Well, and who knows, in transport you may lose one or both. You just
Yeah.
never know either. This hive certainly doesn't need more queen cells. Hopefully the queen's in there.
Well, if not, they'll make another one. I'm sure.
No, there's plenty more being made.
Yeah,
believe me.
exactly.
Plus they had
Pollen on her.
plus they have eggs. Even if you took every swarm cell out of there, they still have eggs. If
Yeah.
they wanted to swarm, they're going to make more.
Yeah.
So what else is in the queen cell? Like any food or?
Royal
At this
jelly.
point in time, once they're sealed up, the food is pretty much gone. They're going through.
They don't need any.
Okay. Here, just I want you to hold this vertically. Here, you hold. Hang on to it.
Can we take a look? Can you
No, that's
show
okay.
me?
Just,
Linda?
yeah, they
I'll
feed
put
her.
the red lights.
Yeah, that's what turns the regular bee
Yeah.
into a queen.
Probably someplace a little
So anyway,
in your car would be good.
There's
yeah,
another one.
there's another cup in the middle that's being made into it.
Yeah,
Great.
right here.
Yep.
You
That
can,
one-
you
that-
can even open it up a little bit if you're unsure if there's something in there. You can open it up a little
Yeah.
bit, and they'll repair it.
Yeah.
I didn't work very good, but yeah, I use my tool sometimes.
So
and I'll
like
just-
if you want to know what a queen, this is not a cup anymore. This is a cell
because they're
because
Larvae
of
in
what's
it.
in the bottom of it.
larvae and jelly.
If you look down in here,
Oh.
you can actually see it. Okay. The larva is right there.
yeah.
Can you see the larva?
That's the queen larva?
That's the larva. And that jelly, that's a well stocked cell. That thing that cell goes all the way to the foundation. It's just a pool. And what they'll do is they will repair that. Okay? They'll put that back together, rebuild the wall. So
And that's royal.
if you get a chance to look at it,
Yeah, wow.
little tiny larvae in there floating.
Oh, wow.
How long will it take them to close that back up?
Oh shoot. You could get in there tomorrow, it's done.
Done. Wow.
It's done.
Look how many workers they
Yeah,
have.
look
Yeah.
look at there's two nurse bees on it right now.
Yeah.
Checking it out. They're
Taking
going,
care.
oh look what we did. Look what they've done. Those heathens.
Get them.
Snot ball beekeeper got in there and wrecked my
Guys.
work.
I am going to go grab a form. If anybody would like to join the club and become a paid member with all the benefits and everything, I'm going to go get a form. How many should I bring?
I do.
One.
Okay.
I think I already
What are
joined.
the other benefits of being
So anyway, so
I
this
already joined.
this guy's
You know, discounts on
Yeah.
things that.
got real estate on it that can be
But
used.
one of the benefits is that we get to keep our club because it costs us money to actually do all this,
Yeah.
and, you know, so.
How much is it?
$30 for a family and 25 for
Cells right
individual.
there. So
Yeah, look at that.
so who wanted to, you want to make a nuke and give her a nuke? Is that what
Yeah.
you want to do? Okay. So here's one right there.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Squared away. It's getting turned up.
There's a frame of nurse bees. That's just remember everything that's covered up in his worker is going to be uncovered, and there'll be 3 times as many bees on it. So there's that one. Okay. Now let's take a look at the next one.
And so that was a brood frame?
That was a brood frame with queen cells on it.
Okay. So
And so
you're
now-
not doing what you were describing earlier of taking the existing queen and no brood. You're not faking a swarm.
We're not making a false swarm.
Okay.
So and that actually has some food on it too, which is really interesting because these are.
So these bees are just gonna continue like nothing happened. The new queen will hatch and everyone's happy.
Yep.
In theory.
In theory.
Yeah. Well, you are utilizing the resources that are there.
Right. This isn't even the brood box. This is crazy.
And there's another one underneath.
Yeah.
This is a busy hive.
A lot of nectar.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's a food frame there.
How old is this hive?
This is second year.
Let me just give you this. $20 for the queen, so we'll see.
So you started them last year from a swarm?
Pardon me?
Did they come from a swarm last year?
Yes.
Okay.
That one hive right there swarmed 4 times last year.
And this is one of the daughters?
Yes.
Or one of the,
Now
one
this
of the
is-
queens?
This is a swarm from last year.
This is a food frame here. Okay.
Because there's no brood on it?
Yeah. It's just honey.
Very little,
You
if
want to
any.
give them as little brood as possible, right? For
Yeah.
a new queen, for a new, just when you do a new, this way.
No, I want to give them brood.
You do want to give them brood.
They're going to need bees because
Okay.
see, there's a delay in the population growth.
Okay.
So that's a frame of brood. This is a frame of food. There's open cells and nectar and honey being processed in there. No brood, no cap brood at all. Okay, and that's a little bit over there, not much, but most of it is honey. I mean, it's heavy compared to that frame. So there you go. You got
That's a real healthy split.
there's money in the bank this time of year. Yeah. Yeah, that'll take off. So now we've kind of opened up the brood nest a little bit, okay? We've taken out some of the cells, we've taken out some of the bees, okay? So we can take some of what's up in this box right here and put it in here. We were talking about checkerboarding earlier. I'm gonna see if I can shake these hanyaks off of here.
These are really, they look really
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice looking.
Sell one more of the frames, I'll buy one more from you. Sure. If you want to. If it had a queen cell on it.
I'm sure we'll find a few more.
I think we still got a couple hanging out here.
Well, I got a whole nother box. We haven't even got into the bottom box, so.
I also have
I don't wanna
more
be greedy,
empty
but-
frames too.
I don't want to be greedy, but if I can get some good, healthy survivor genetics, and they're calm bees too, so.
Yeah, they're nice bees.
I know that's one of the nice things is that as
Oh,
we
there's some
become
more
a club
queen
more,
cells.
Connected with
Down
each
here
other,
off the bottom.
Yeah, my
queen
goodness.
cells from really good hives, share them with other people. You know, offer them
Yeah.
10,
Look at
20
all the
bucks
queen
for
cells
it.
on the bottom.
Yeah.
If it comes with a frame,
Well, there's
a
one good
frame
One
one.
good one right there.
that
And
is
there's a,
This.
just because it's
With the
drawn,
That's
it's
drone
worth
comb.
$35 to $50. So,
And you can tell because
so
it's
if you're going to
horizontal
get
still. It's
a
not totally
frame
vertical like
with
that one.
A queen
Yeah.
cell on it. Offer $25 to $50. You know,
There's
$50
definitely
$50
good
minimum.
swarms.
Oh,
Your lake
you've
should
got
be
the
busy.
more cells. Well, just as we go through
Especially 'cause it's
the bottom box, we'll
dry.
make
So
sure
this
there's
is
cells
the
in there.
amount of activity when I'm doing
Food in
inspection
it,
where I'm
it's
like,
got,
okay, they're really unhappy with me.
No.
Still
They're not
chill.
bouncing
No,
off yet.
we're not smoking these bees.
I have never used my
That's what-
smoker.
so, but
Yeah,
And I've
but
done three
when the bees are bouncing off your hands and your veil,
Yeah, that hasn't
coming
happened.
because yeah, this is normal. This is when you hear this
This is where
sound.
I've been like, maybe I should.
When you hear
wrap it
this
up.
sound, this is a content colony that's queen right. It's got a lot of resources, and the weather's not really bad. I mean, and they're not coming after you.
So what's the best time of the day to inspect a hive?
When the weather is the best and the bees are the busiest.
Okay.
Yeah, midday. Midday.
Okay.
2 o'clock.
Midday on,
A
like,
lot
a
of times your
warmer,
warmest
dry
part of the
day.
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
That's kind of primo.
That is.
Okay.
That is. When, yeah, from I'd say from noon to 4 for me, where I'm at.
Depending on the
What's like the latest you would do without it being an urgent situation?
Whatever you want to go in about to eat.
Yeah.
I don't want to be greedy.
So this is kind of becomes a
So you're
another-
you would
So
take
this
this home
thing
and
may
start
not
a
be
new
tall
hive, or
enough.
you're
No, I
gonna
don't
take
think
it
it
home
is.
to put it in your hive? What's your purpose?
I have
No, I'm going to keep
No,
it in.
we're-
I'm going to keep it in
why
that
don't you
queen
give that one to
castle.
Greg?
Let it mate.
Steve, why don't you give that one to
I
Greg?
forgot
Well,
you put the queen castle.
No,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was mismatched.
It's been smashed.
Oh, I didn't realize that,
Yeah.
sorry.
No.
Oh.
Let's go ahead and put some resources in here. I don't think your box is tall enough. If we find one with one further up, we'll do it. Okay. Okay, but we're going to open this up by
Putting in some
open frames. We're gonna
Checkerboard.
checkerboard for another reason.
So now
okay?
with what's left, you're gonna be trying to eliminate queen cells so they stop trying to swarm?
Well,
Is
we're
that
gonna
the
we're
strategy?
gonna take some of those resources out to make new colonies, and then we're gonna open up the brood nest.
Right.
And that way, there's the brood nest is crowded right now. There's not enough space. There's too many bees. Once this volume of bees adjusts to the space, they'll go, oh, we got a lot of room. Oh, let's
Okay.
throw out some wax.
So it's not, even though they were capped, like you can still abort, like they'll just be like, oh, we're fine again.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It heads them in that direction. It doesn't
What
always
expect.
work. Sometimes you'll miss a cell and you'll listen to the swarm and you go, oh, it don't work. What happened? But that's what you kind of take your time and look at it.
So you alternate the empty.
That's checkerboarding.
Okay, checkerboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll have a swarm cell.
It helps them build the empty
That'll
one
also give you a
straight
break in
Oh,
your-
okay.
because it has space
Right.
on both sides to
Yeah.
guide it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it also lets them not feel cramped if they're
That's
in the
why I
middle.
added-
They're anywhere
Okay.
they go, they're perceiving room to build. Is that right?
Bottom of
Yep.
But then you put a swarm cell and it smashes it. Right. So I added that.
Let's hang on to that.
I like that.
I'm going to move these.
Because you got to have some relief. Right. And that's why when he stuck it in this box, it's cardboard, so it flexes. So
Well, and they're not all made the same depth either, which is
I'm
a bummer.
wondering if we can lift this up.
Yes.
Do you have just like a little piece of wood? You know what?
so you don't have to hold it.
You can do it after. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Does anyone have their phone to know what time
That's
it is?
just,
Oh, I do. Where is the custodian? Oh, mine's sitting over on. Oh, 237.
2:30. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Probably like another half hour.
I can cut some sticks real quick.
So you can have the black ones and the
oh yeah.
yellow
Well,
ones.
these are actually the
altogether?
best for
For
brood
brood,
because
yeah.
you can see the eggs against them.
Oh yeah, I have the
Yeah.
brood box. Over.
You use the natural ones in it. So anyway, so we're breaking this up, giving them 50% more space that they didn't have before, and then we're going to park these babies next to each other. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8. One more.
One more new frame, maybe.
Yeah.
They have it. Do you guys have another new frame?
Yeah. We got.
I'm sorry. You got it right. Oh, he's got it. He's got it here.
We got this.
Oh, then you put the
Now
other two in the new.
I think he's
in
gonna
the
put
box.
them
we're
above.
gonna use this for resources elsewhere. So, but anyway, now we're gonna do our drill here. We're gonna.
I found one behind him there, but he's gonna
Yeah.
need it down below. So
Yeah. So anyway, so we've alternated alternated. We've got an empty, an old, an empty, an old, empty, old, empty, old. So they've got lots of room to grow in here. So now,
He's making another piece of wood to go
oh,
there.
okay,
to lift
perfect,
it up.
perfect.
So
Okay, let's
it'll be
go.
back in a minute.
Let's go see what we got downstairs. Set this out of the way.
Do we need a
This is
place
a
to
busy
set that
hive.
that won't?
You can set it in my box if you want. You can just set those in there and take them out.
Yeah.
Those
Use
frames.
this.
I think he
I think
needs
it's
this
closer.
box.
Yeah,
We
put
got
that
that
closer. And we can just rest those frames in there if they need a spot to go with them.
Yeah.
Or he has, I guess he has an open box there.
We're gonna do this.
There you go.
Just put these guys over here and shake them back in.
You notice how he shakes them?
Just a shake.
Real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make them go fly everywhere.
Yeah. You're gonna get them down over where they want to land. And that's why I kind of like using a lid as a.
Would someone like to practice doing a shake? Practice a shake?
There you go.
Or you can,
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Do them again. Yeah.
spray them with
You know what?
sugar water and they don't fly.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
to put it back in here?
No, let's set them here. Let's
Set 'em
On
up
a,
here.
on a warm day.
put these under
Look at
frames
that.
in here.
Okay, like
Warm
this.
day.
Yeah. But you get used to them flying around. This sound of these bees right now, they are not agitated. They're not. They're not.
So how does
they're
the
landing
sound
on
change
us,
when
but they're not
they're-
attacking.
Just up here.
Okay.
Roar.
It'll sound different.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll get to it when we get to the hive, right?
That's
You
what
can
I
even
hear.
shake the lid. You just kind of shoot it.
I don't know if I can stay that long. We've got
Right in
4
there.
hives left. Oh gosh. I don't. Are we doing all of them?
Here we go. So see, now we got something to work over for our box below.
Interesting.
So we can take these guys,
And hang them in there.
put them in here.
So they don't care if they're in a different box?
Oh, they do. They'll figure it out. They go, oh, the queen's not here.
These two, right?
Yep.
Remember the
Actually, no,
only
let's wait.
bees that know what
No,
box
you know what?
they're in.
We got to do
are
this
field
anyway. We can just
That's
rotate them.
only
We'll,
the last,
we'll find out about what's in the bottom
like,
box. So I'm just going to
2 to
unload
3
it in here. We'll
weeks.
just check it out.
All those bees before, you can change them between boxes.
Where'd
And
the
Here's the
smoker go?
smoker.
There we go.
They've
I
never
don't know
been
if it's
outside.
still smoking. There it is. So yeah, a little bit.
Just needs a revival.
So what percentage of the bees are field bees?
Depends on the time of the year and the condition of the colony.
So like right now?
Right now, you should have probably close to 50-50 split because some of your bees are getting older and they are transitioning into being field bees.
You guys have
Yep.
So the younger ones are not
especially like an
field
outside
bees.
brand.
They
They
only
spend about
my
a couple weeks
Yeah.
especially
in the
if you leave
hive
it- if you
cleaning.
leave it there now,
One of the first jobs is
once that
feeding
queen hatches out, they'll be
new
back.
larvae and the queen.
Okay.
And then they
yeah.
clean cells and they feed older larvae, and then they're guard bees, they're undertakers. They do all kinds of different things before they become foragers. A lot of house duties
Okay.
inside the hive.
Right.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, how they
bee
go through
apprentice.
one. Yeah.
So
job
now-
after the other.
Now we're going to get into this bottom box.
Good luck to you, sir.
So if any bees in here were field bees, they're going to fly out and they're going to go back to their own.
Okay, I'm going to set this guy
But
right.
nurse bees,
right
they don't
here.
know how to fly. They're just going to stay there.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Same test. You know,
Never would think to
nobody's
just set it
banging
on
my
its
door, and so I just a little bit of smoke around the edges.
So if they were starting to bounce off of you, you're already smoking them. What would you do different?
More smoke.
Steve, you want me to get like a little more?
Pardon?
You need more fuel in there?
Yeah.
Probably.
No. No. I do. I use sugar water in specific instances. I'll use it when I'm gonna change my gloves. These guys are falling
If it's
apart.
hot.
If I am mixing bees, I do all kinds of really weird stuff with bees. I'll have a big colony that went queenless for some reason, and I didn't get to her in time. I will take a nuke and I'll put a nuke right in the middle of it. But I will open up a hole, make a number of frames, and then I have.
Steve, you want these? I think you're small enough
Oh yeah.
to fit them.
Well, actually, no. Here. I got my own. I got them in a bucket right here.
set the nuke down with empty frames on the side?
And then what I'll do is I have anise oil in that water.
What do you have in the water?
Anise oil.
Oh,
Licorice
okay.
oil.
All right.
And the reason I put it in there is it's a really distinct smell. It's unlike anything that's in the colony. And if everybody smells that way, nobody fights.
Oh, okay.
So I will spray the hole I've created. And this, like I was going to put like a 4-frame nuke in here. You know, I take these 4 frames out, and then I would spray the surrounding frames with this lightly. And then I would spray the nuke, and then I would just set it in there. And then I would spray the bottom of this box that I set on top of it.
What is lemongrass oil?
Lemongrass simulates the Nasanov gland, okay, and the smell of coming home.
Okay.
You'll see bees fanning at the entrance of a colony, and that's what they're doing, is they're emanating that scent off that gland. It helps bees home in, you know, with a smell.
I use a drop of lemongrass in my food in my jars.
Oh, okay.
It's an attractant. It's kind of like catnip.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
So
I'll do that.
Lemongrass oil in our water.
Yeah, in the sugar water.
So anyway, but anyway, you can combine nukes that way. You don't have to use paper and all that other jazz. And I'll mix it with a 1-to-1 sugar water. So the bees are smelling different. They're grooming one another. It's a really nice way to combine bees, and it lasts for probably upwards of 3 hours. That effect, and by then the bees settle in. Queens don't get attacked. There's not a bunch of fighting going on. I get really high acceptance rates, but I've never seen anybody do that online. I've never come across anybody who uses it, but it's a paperless combining. So now we got bees in here, we got bees in there, we got bees in there, and they're just kind of figuring out that things are getting crazy. So let's see if we can find Mr. Grega, a nice one.
We're still looking for the queen.
Yeah.
Where do you find anise oil?
You can. It's licorice. Yeah, you can buy it online.
I think they probably have it in the baking aisle.
Yeah.
Like at Fred
A
Meyer.
lot of people like licorice flavored stuff.
I have star anise too.
Yeah.
Eden's Garden is a great
And it is
place
it is
for oils.
it is yeah it
That's
is.
where I get the lemongrass from.
Yeah, it is a really distinct oil for bees. I use it for hunting wild bee colonies. I've tried other oils, and I've talked to other people that do it, and it bees can find it really quickly.
A lot of drones, but why not?
You should have a lot of drones in this colony because it's swarming, and they will increase the population of drones. But this is a food frame. It's on the outside of the nest.
Sounds about right.
Pollen,
Drones are
nectar,
just eating.
right? Makes sense? There's pollen on one side, nectar on the other, and it's the broods in the middle. It's just a pantry frame on the outside. So
the pollen is the colored one, and the nectar is
yeah, this
what?
is kind of divided. You see the pollen over on this side,
So
and the
it's
nectar's
capped off
shiny.
in the-
Oh, okay.
See the nectar's the shiny stuff right here.
Okay.
And the pollen's capped.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That liquid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But and that's all capped. So.
But they'll cap the honey too once it's...
Yeah, once the moisture content's down.
Okay.
Well, that's Liam.
That's where I run into
Me
problems.
too.
Just
Oh, here's that. Does mine leverage like? Oh, I guess not. Who knew?
Ooh.
Oh.
That's why we like to make space. Bunch of
Oh my
bunch of
goodness.
drone.
Oh my goodness.
wow.
Now you see the difference in the height of drone brood? That's sitting right on top of that too.
Steve, just hold that up. Let's take the drone out. And let's just.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. That is so big.
There we go.
So if you have tweezers, it's better, you know. But I don't have tweezers with me, so I just have this. Here we got a drone.
Sorry.
And now we're just gonna pull that drone out. Oops, I got her head. Sorry. Oh, it's not working. Oh, now I'll go. But
No
there's
mites.
no mites.
No mites. And they'll eat that. They'll any brood that dies or gets mangled. Look at the bees around it. They immediately start cannibalizing it. It's protein.
Wow.
And if a colony for some reason doesn't have enough pollen available or resources, they will cannibalize the brood and shut the queen down to survive.
Huh.
They'll eat the eggs because they can't afford to rear them.
Right.
And then they'll just hunker down and tough it out until things get better.
So like right now, because we just had a rain spell for a week, if they didn't have enough supplies, they probably went back in and they ate the brood.
Yeah. And people go, what happened to all my brood? And I'm going, yeah, it's still there. It's just inside the bee.
Yeah.
So whenever we have these spring spells where we have a week of rain in the spring, you want to get out there and feed your bees.
So one of the important things that you're doing when you're looking through here, how much pollen am I seeing in here? If I look on all, around the brood frames and I don't see any pollen and it's just like maybe a cell here or there, they need to be fed. They've got a demand for protein because they're rearing brood, and if you don't feed them, they'll shut down that brood rearing. So because our weather is cyclic and unpredictable, I always recommend, if you don't have a lot of pollen in your hive, put a patty or a half a patty on it. Worst case, you got to throw it away. Best case, your bees had the nutrition they need and they kept building through that rainy spell and were able to make it. They got to have protein, they got to have nectar to make that brood. And sometimes the weather isn't conducive to that. And they haven't saved enough, and then they go into starvation.
So how long do they last in the freezer? Is it worth it just to order it and have it on hand all the time?
You mean plain pollen or pollen patty?
The pollen patty.
What I do is I buy a bucket of the powder,
Oh,
and I just mix it up.
Yourself?
I buy a 10-pound bucket every year, and I mix it myself.
If I know I'm not going to use it right
right?
away,
Yep.
I put it in the freezer.
Yeah,
And how long does it
I use
last?
Ultra B because it's
Okay.
54%
or more.
protein.
Okay, that makes
You
sense.
put it between paper,
Yep.
you make a paste out of it.
I
you
just
put it
use an
between paper.
ice cream scoop, and I get a ball. I go to like the cash and carry place, and I buy a box of those 6x6 wax paper squares because they're already cut. I plop one down, take an ice cream scoop, put it on there, smash it down. I smash them till they're about a quarter-inch thick.
Just like a hamburger patty.
Yeah, just a hamburger patty.
So
a
is it
half pound, half pound of that stuff. 2 scoops is a pound. And then I just make it up. I'll make up a dozen of them and throw them in the refrigerator, and then just pull them out when I need them. And
So
it's
the
go to the
pollen
bakery and buy
powder
donuts.
doesn't need to be
you go.
refrigerated?
Another one. Wow. Lots of drone
Oh
brood.
my goodness.
Guess
Wow.
what? This hive's thinking about swarming. Look at the back of that. Look at all the pollen on this thing. See all the pollen? Brood patch up here by my left hand, pollen in the lower right hand, or the
Wow.
same thing on this side, same sort of stuff. Big pile of drone brood, pollen, and then there's worker brood over here, right there, and there.
So why do they what's the strategy of making all the drones before
They're
swarming?
going to swarm.
Well,
The
if you're going to
queen
spread
needs
your
to mate.
genetic material,
Okay.
that's how it happens. That's how the queen gets her genetics out into the
Okay.
community of bees. And bees open mate. They
Mm-hmm.
don't. There's no closed mating system, and so the queens will fly farther than the drones. And so if you've got a couple colonies, 4 miles apart, the queens will fly into that other colony's territory and mate with her drones, and then their drones will fly into the those shorter distance, that it works both ways, and that way there's very little interbreeding. It works well.
There's a screen at the bottom. We need a screen now.
Screen bottom
Now, what I
board,
recommend doing,
I have a
see
bottom board, but
these
there's no
edges
screen.
right here?
ventilation.
Those edges are raw wood. You can get little pieces of metal, okay? They're like an L that lay in there. You just staple them in. Makes moving the frames out really good, really easy. The propolis wood on wood is a pretty tough thing to.
Mine rusted right away. Is that a concern?
Well, once you deal with your moisture issues,
Yeah. Somehow.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like a little piece of angle iron or something?
they're a galvanized tin.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
They're
like a
really
little piece
cheap.
of
They're
angle
like
iron.
25 cents.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you just
Too late now, but for the
nail them
next
down.
boxes.
Oh, you can buy them online. I mean, Man Lake sells them.
Yeah.
Dadon.
I order mine on Dadon.
Yeah. Yeah, complain. Say your stuff rust. Give me some new ones. Rusty junk you're
I
selling
mean, it
us.
was like within a week.
Oh, that's. Where do you live?
Vernonia.
Well, that's you might have some severe moisture. I would complain. I just say they were rusty.
You might live in a floodplain.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe.
5 500 year though, not 100.
I live in a floodplain also in
Okay,
St.
okay.
Helens.
Oh,
Okay.
floodplains.
We found the smoking gun.
Where is she?
Dun, da, da, da. How'd you find